week at the time. Now, it looks like one of the biggest blunders Jerry Jones has ever made. That story and more on the way as we get up with you, starting right now on a Tuesday from the Seaport. Greeny ready to roll off an unbelievable game last night, and I am by no means alone. Take a look at the squad we have put together for you on this Tuesday morning. Graziano's got the insight. The big Swagoo is back and better than ever. Saturday's dishing out pancakes, and Greg has got all kinds of tape for you to watch on what was the best NFL game of this season. Let's go. Monday Night Football, Browns, Ravens in Cleveland. And early on, it was a night of struggle on a slippery turf for Lamar Jackson. You will see him sliding all over the place early. Clearly needed a new set of cleats. 4 sacks in the first half, including this 11-yarder with 4 minutes remaining. Jackson would get the new pair of cleats, and that would make all the difference. On a 3rd and long, final minute of the half, we're tied at 14, and this is more like it. Look at Lamar keeping his footing, keeping his eyes downfield, and he's got Mark Andrews for 39. Andrews, the big fellow, rumbling. He had 5 catches, 78 yards. Ravens in business right before halftime. Very next play, very simple. It must be the shoes. Lamar Jackson was the leading rusher in this game for anybody. 124 yards, 21-14, Baltimore at the break, and he was just heating up. New pair of cleats in the 3rd quarter, picking up right where he left off. Lamar Jackson taking off, going out of bounds? I don't think so. Watch him cut it back inside. The Ravens running all over the Browns to the tune of 231 yards on the ground. Here come more. Gus Edwards punishing up the middle. That's a touchdown. Ravens a 28-14 lead early in the 3rd. But these are not the same old Browns. Ensuing possession, Baker Mayfield, Kareem Hunt got a good matchup. Up the sideline, he would take it in himself. 2 plays later, 28-20 after a missed extra point. Less than 5 to go in the 3rd. Browns deep in their own territory. Mayfield, only made 1 big mistake on the night, but that was it. Tyus Bowser back to the 1. J.K. Dobbins would score. Ravens up 34-20. But big moment. Lamar Jackson cramping on his way to the locker room after the drive. He would go out. Browns would come back. 4th and 4. Everything hanging in the balance early in the 4th. Baker finding time. Finding Rashard Higgins. Baker threw for 343 on the night. Browns get the 2-point conversion. It's 34-28. Ravens go 3 and out. Browns are back in business. 3rd and goal. Baker takes it himself. Browns have come all the way back. They take a 35-34 lead, but the madness was just beginning. Ensuing Ravens possession. Just over 2 minutes to play. Can Trace McSorley be the hero? 3rd and 2. Oh, that's bad. Down he goes, untouched. Everyone could see immediately McSorley significantly injured. Bad moment there for the Ravens. But hold everything. Willis Reed has come running out of the locker room in the person of Lamar Jackson, coming on the field on a 4th and 5 at the 2-minute warning with the season on the line. And this is the first play. That's Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown, 42-35 Ravens after the 2-point conversion. But wait, there's more. Browns ensuing possession. We're inside of 2 minutes. Mayfield, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Big game. They're moving the chains. Later in the drive, it's Mayfield again. Check the time at the bottom of your screen. 1 minute and change. This is Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt diving for the pylon, and he's there. We're tied at 42, but they left 64 ticks on the clock, and you know what's happening. Ensuing possession, 45 to go. Jackson's favorite target is Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews into Cleveland territory, and that would set up this. 7 seconds to go. Nobody can look. 55 yards for Justin Tucker. Big truss. Ball game. Ravens win it. Browns are stunned. Game of the year without question. Ravens save their season. Lamar Jackson, a moment for the ages. Lamar, a big win. Let's talk.
Lamar, how would you describe this one?
A dogfight. Like I said in our production meeting, Cleveland's a great team. We beat them early in the season, but they had to switch, and they came out here to play. It was a tough fighting game between 2 tough teams in the LC, and we just came out with a victory.
When you play a team like that, Lamar's an unbelievable player, and he's just going to make a lot of plays. And so you go into that game knowing that you're going to have to score points, but we win as a team and we lose as a team. So we just have to be better, and that's that.
Now, when I say we've never seen a game like that, I mean it literally. It is, first of all, the first game all time with a 47-42 final score. The 89 combined points, third most in Monday Night Football history, and it's the first time we've seen 20 points in the final 2 minutes since 2013. There were a lot of good calls made last night, and the good calls are brought to you by Subway. And let's bring the guys into the conversation. I hardly know where to begin. Jeff Saturday, Lamar Jackson comes out of the locker room and saves the season. What's your number one takeaway?
Game of the year, hold my beer. Man, this was absolutely incredible. And Lamar Jackson saved the Ravens season. And you can't say it any other way. And if you think about that fourth down play, comes jogging out of the locker room, gets on the field, and makes this throw to Hollywood Brown, the only reason, Greeny, the only reason this play was available was because of what he had done with his legs the entire game. The defensive backs had to be aware once he broke contain to come down and help tackle, whether it was a scramble or a design run. This is the formula for the Baltimore Ravens. Don't make any mistake about pocket passing, all that nonsense. The reason they beat the Browns on the fourth down play was because of Lamar Jackson and his athleticism. Remarkable play, biggest moment of the season. Lamar Jackson stands up. Just an incredible play to watch. As a fan, couldn't get any better than this.
Yeah, it was a spectacular night. And, Greg, I'm going to come to you for your tape in a minute. But, Swaggo, I did want to just pick up on that thought. And Lamar Jackson had an MVP season last year, in a year where everything felt like it came somewhat easy. This year it hasn't been nearly as easy. What do you think last night means for him?
I think it means everything, G, especially when you look at what Lamar went through, even previously to this game, but also during the game. And you think about his mentality, man. I mean, we talked about it yesterday on NFL Live. I thought he was going to have to be Superman, and that's exactly what he was. He's the best player outside of Patrick Mahomes when he's on the field. He's the most terrifying player with the ball in his hands, and you saw it last night. He creates for everyone. And when you have a transcendent player like that, it reminds us of how Baltimore can win. And I'm with Jeff and Greg, and they've been talking about the running game and let Lamar be who he is. Last night was no better definition of that. But I also think a part of that was the ability to throw the rock. That last drive was Lamar working from the pocket to Mark Andrews. Now, obviously, you want to get more people, but that was Superman last night. And that's exactly what the Baltimore Ravens needed in order to win that game.
Show us, Greg. You've got some tape together. Show us what we saw in Lamar last night.
Yeah, the Ravens reminded themselves what we've known all along. Lamar as a passer is very solid, but as a runner, he's quite literally unstoppable. So let's look through it. I mean, here he is in some zone read situations. All right, good luck. All right, end middle line of scrimmage. You read him. He crashes. That's a pull read all day long. Even me as a pocket guy knows that. Pull it. I'm getting you 2. He's getting you 30. All right, because he's going to get 3 blockers out on the perimeter. He only has to make 1 guy miss, and that's it. And he's out the gate. Same situation right here. This is on Myles Garrett. You can't block him, so, hey, let's read him. You get J.K. Dobbins crossing this little sweep read. All right, no problem. He stays wide. Look at how much room Lamar Jackson has. Forget about it. He's out the gate with nothing but green grass out in front. How about this? Man coverage. Play man against a mobile quarterback at your own risk. Right here, you see the safety run with Mark Andrews across the field. Oh, my goodness. Look at the green grass. See ya. He's gone. Make 1 guy miss. He's barely touching. He's into the end zone. And when are we going to learn you cannot run cover 0 against a mobile quarterback? More on that a little later. He gets outside the pocket because the contain is absolutely horrendous. And then the defenders are in no man's land. They can't do anything about it. They can either come up and stop the run and uncover Hollywood Brown, or they can stay deep and Lamar Jackson's going to carve you up with his legs. He did a great job of keeping the offense moving and giving the Cleveland Browns so much to think about because of how good he is with his legs.
A spectacular night, and he does it while overcoming the reported gastrointestinal distress. So finally, something in my area of expertise. So we'll talk more about him a little bit later. Now let's get to the other side of this, because, Marcus, in the very first conversation you and I had this morning, the first thing you said was that you took as much about the Browns out of last night as you did about the Ravens. What was it?
Yeah, offensively, G, let me make that caveat. When you look at what Baker Mayfield and this offense was able to do. Look, for as good as his performance was, the ability to answer, right? Going down 28-14 and being able to work themselves back in that game. Baker didn't get overzealous. He didn't press. He took what the defense gave him. And Stefanski always wants Baker Mayfield to play like he played last night because it lends itself to him being their franchise quarterback and playing really well. He